Right, back to some hardware hacking. Rather unbelievably found this multi-format monitor, well, with the rest of it, in exactly the same place I found a Bravia TV with another ARM microcontroller in it. Well, this is a really professional monitor, but it had been discarded. It was kind of, I don't know, you might have got it working again, but the screen was pretty busted up, and it was doing some weird stuff with it was just like flashing on and off, really pixels, and the menu buttons were really sluggish to respond. And yeah, I mean, the screen wasn't physically cracked or anything, but yeah, it was kind of in a bit of a sorry state. And yeah, it was kind of a bit dusty, and I mean, it was like almost $4,000 back in the day when it was new, 2009, 10, something like that. It was like the Pro monitor, like TV Logic is the brand of it was. Yeah, that's the model number there, but I'm not going to try and zoom because it's just embarrassing. It'll just go blurry. So I decided to just take it for parts because it's not really worth spending a long time trying to fix it, because yeah, it's like, I think it's like 1300 by 768 resolution. It does have HDMI input, but again, it wasn't working. And I tried the same like level of HDMI input in an SDI converter, and it just wasn't coming up with anything on the other inputs. So yeah, I didn't really know what was going on with it, but it did come on and boot and everything. But yeah, so anyway, it's got some amazing parts in here. Just go up a little bit more. So you've got the SDI over there. These are two big deserializer chips. Some voltage regulation going on there. That would have been, they didn't release it on this one, but there would have been USB Ethernet available there. There's audio in and out there. There's a little audio amplifier there. Some decent dip switches. That's like DVI, HDMI. This is the analog video. I think that's probably some large scale CPLD. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is a video decoder from Texas Instruments, so it decodes all the analog video. That's like a serial port for like factory stuff. Some voltage regulation. RAM. Don't know what they are. They look a little bit like small CPLDs as well, probably. These are voltage regulators. That's the Altera Cyclone 2 FPGA. Some crystals. That's the ARM, old school ARM. Sorry, it's a bit sort of got Ethernet ports here. It's a bit harsh, this light, but yeah, as you can't see. Voltage regulation. It's just like the voltage coming in. The power supply. I tried to hook it up to the power supply again. Under this there's not really much. There's a big processor here. I don't really know exactly what that is. A ball grid array, like that one's ball grid array as well. So unfortunately can't really recycle those at the moment. I mean, but you've got some amazing shit on here. There's more RAM here. There's another RAM bank there. That's usable again. That's a fairly large memory chip. That's also memory chip. These are two. Can't remember what they are. There's another good couple of few little dip switches and voltage regulators and the crystals and that socket. There's a little Atmel EEPROM there. There's another EEPROM there. Take that. There's another EEPROM there. There's loads of storage on it, really. Good voltage regulators. Everything's like really high quality stuff. So yeah, I'm going to use it to try and access the Jtag on this ARM, because this one, it's an older generation. It has like it uses Jtag to reprogram, erase, read the contents. So it has like 3 separate taps on just that one chip, and then this probably going to show up as another tap. It has its config chip on the underneath of the board. It's like an old school style of config chip as well. That's not on the Jtag chain. Won't expect to see that there. So yeah, I've got there. This is like a Raspberry Pi Pico set up as a Bluetag. It's got Bluetag on there, which is like a few different hardware hacking tools. One of which is like a Jtag-Ulator, which is another hardware hacking tool. Jtag-Ulator function basically. So what we've got here is it plugs them all into the JTAG pins on this header, which is addressing the microcontroller. I don't know whether he's running the whole show. I think so. I think this is just supporting, and this is just supporting as well. But it's a very complex board, and yeah, I tried hooking it up with power just with the original PSU, but there seemed to be something missing in, like, it's not getting an on signal somewhere. So these were getting power, and power was going in, but it wasn't getting to the chips. So after I've done the Jtag-Ulator thing, which I think can run without having to power the board, I'm just going to apply power to these two regulators with a 3.3, and that would supply the 2 voltages needed. So I'm going to step it down. That one's just going to take 3.3. It's actually 3.2 something that I've got coming out of my supply. So yeah, that'll be fine for those 2 voltages. It's within range. So yeah, it's a good like time to practice sort of accessing the chips and all. And yeah, it is an old school device, so the JTAG thing is quite a bit different to other ones, the more modern ones, and it's definitely not only over like single wire debug. You know, it's a full JTAG interface with quite a few different extra pins and kind of clock requirements. You know, it's like it has to be 10 times less than the JTAG clock. So you can see the CPU, but you don't actually know what that is. So yeah, they have this extra pin that will reclock the JTAG clock to it, but yeah, I don't have that functionality on my debugger, so I can't use that. Anyway, we'll see. First, you're going to run this Bluetag scan, and we'll see what's coming on from that. So I've got it up here. There we go. Here's. It's not showing the. Normally there's like a splash screen that it shows. I'm not showing it at the moment. Oh, that's funny. It's got some like ASCII art, which looks always nice. Anyway, what are we going to do now? Oh yeah, okay. So we're going to do the JTAG. So that's this one. Perform JTAG pinout scan. So, and then if it fucks around, then you try it on that one, but the default's off. And then yeah, so let's see if it will show the ASCII art. No, it won't. Anyway, never mind. It's not really essential. Alright, so J, let's do it. How many channels hooked up? I've got no idea, I can't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. I've got 9. And there we go, and it just scans it away there. None. So that could be because it's not powered. Oh, there's other stuff with that pull-ups and stuff like that as well. So let's put pin pulsing on, and then we'll do it again. We'll say 9. On. Okay. So then I'm going to hook it up to power and see whether that's going to make the difference, because it can. Like, I just can't remember whether you have to have it powered or not. I think you probably do. So let's type in pulsing. Let's tell them we've got 16 channels. Sometimes that works as well. Until you've got more. I seem to have spotted something actually. I don't think I've hooked up a ground. I'm going to have to hook up a ground. I'll just wait for it to finish and then. Yeah, try that again. I mean, I haven't hooked up a ground of the actual power supply power in the board, the target board. Yeah, I'm fairly new to this, so I kind of sometimes overlook things, or I can't quite remember whether you have to power the target board or not to get just a scan of what pins there are. I know you do to program it and stuff like that, but sometimes you don't need it in order just to see what the pins are. If we get a no off this one, then I'll just turn it off and put ground on it. Should have one anyway. Yeah, I thought so. Alright. Alright, let me just check that for... see whether it's getting... yeah, it is. Okay. Right. Let's turn it on again. Got 9. Yes. Yes, there we go. So what have we got here? Yeah, we've only got the chip. I mean the MCU. We don't have the Altera, which it may not be properly powered, but that's okay because I test reset not available. Pretty sure that is available, but anyway, so yeah, they've got the pin out. I just didn't finish saying something there, but I can't remember what it was. Here we got TDI channel 5, TDO channel 1, TDO channel 5, clock is channel 3, TMS channel 2. Test reset is not available, but I'm pretty sure it is. Because I can check these on the actual thing as well. So I'm going to say no to that because I just want to stay in here. Let's put pin pulsing on and do J again, and then that's telling us 16 because sometimes it discovers different stuff when you put it on different ones and it won't do anything wrong. So yeah, you can see from here that's the 3 taps. As I said, it was just on that one chip. So yeah, you've got like the CPU, the flash, and the Jtag. I think that's actually Jtag boundary scan layer, CPU core, and flash memory locations. So yeah, that's cool though that it's that the powering up of it's worked. I'm not happy with that because it's kind of like it's hardware hacking. It's meant a lot like that. I'll take a picture of it and insert that. Okay, so you're going to say you just got like a few. There's 9 connected, so I mean it should give us more than the standard. And now it doesn't give us it. So it doesn't like pin pulsing, so we turn that off again. Go like that, and then we'll do another, telling us another 16. Like pin pulsing's not, so okay, cool. So then you still found exactly the same. Well, that's, again, that's cool. No, I'm not going to do open OCD. It's good, but I've not got my head around it yet. So this is good now because I'm going to double check this in the datasheet and see exactly what it is of the chip. What pins, like physical pins, and then I'm going to beep test those out on the header. But yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate using this. It's pretty cool. It's good at finding it. So I would expect these to be the same. I'm not kind of double checking his work. I'm pretty sure there is a reset one, and I think that it's needed for this one. It's not always, but anyway, has he found the same ones? Yeah, he has it. So this is what I made to go between the Sega J-Link teeny tiny size to normal size. So yeah, I just made it from scrap really. I had to buy that little tiny thing. I had that one. I just sort of point to point wired it on the back. I used actually push fit connectors from a tiny cable to fit these, otherwise they just all melt and be rubbish. But point to point wiring on the bigger one, and then yeah, this is some scrap bits of plastic casing, and then just filled it full of glue with the glue gun and pushed it shut. It's actually really good. I was just using it in the thing here to stop that short circuit on the side of the board. But yeah, now it will be. Where's the Sega? Hang on a minute. So this is the next debug I'm going to be plugging in. So yeah, it has that teeny tiny connector which will go in there, and then you can just connect you know, these size things up to that, because they're all in different positions. You've got that one which is basically the same as this one on the board, but like teeny tiny, but with only a few connected to. Yeah, I guess if you've got one like that, then you connect to that. But the next thing is I'll make one for that, and then like an adapter for that, because then yeah, it's just a little bit easier. But yeah, it's alright. It was a bit of a faff to make this actually, but they're like 15 quid. I guess they think you bought one of these and you're going to pay more, because it's just a little circuit board, and it would be a lot easier. But it's like 15 quid for a tiny little bit of circuit board. I was like, I'm just going to make my own. But yeah, 15 quid an hour. It took longer than an hour to make it, but still. Anyway, right there, I'm going to plug that one in now. Now I know what the pinout is. I'm going to plug that one in, and then we'll try and talk to the chip. Well, we will talk to the chip. We've already talked to it. It didn't connect the second time, but yeah, it's part of the course when you've got stuff like this. Doesn't mean that there's anything necessarily wrong with it. Look, this one's popped off already. Put that one back on. These are a little bit small for running the power really, but it does work. I'm only wanting to power this. It's not going to enough juice to power the whole thing, obviously, and don't need it to. It would have been easier, yeah, you might be asking, to just do all of this while it was still in the monitor, because you could access it at the back, but it was pretty dusty and kind of rank, and it was making me wheeze, and you know, yeah, there's a lot of other voltages going on in there as well, you know, like from the full-on switch mode power supply with a big power for the inverter and stuff like that. It's actually better to just do it like this. So I can't really communicate with that anyway, unless I get a USB blaster, which I might get a cheap clone to do that, but you can't read this config anyway. I might read what's on its own config thing, but I can't recycle that chip anyway, because it's a BGA, it's a ball grid array, there's no hope. I mean, I could with that, I could use that again for something, but again, it's custom, probably decoding stuff with the videos alongside this. So yeah, it will have been an expensive part anyway, whatever that was. It's a big old custom chip. Yeah, so alright, I'm gonna, armed with my pinouts, which I could have done that manually with these, and I did kind of do a little one. I sort of touched these just to check it was Jtag. I looked at the pinout, I was like, okay, they were along that side. Just touched one or two of them and then swiped up and down, and it's like, yeah, there's Jtag on that side. Or maybe it's that side, or whatever, so it's like, yeah, they're in the right position. So then this is Jtag header. So that was a bit quicker to scan, but it couldn't pick up the reset pin. But yeah, it doesn't matter, I found one of it, so it's that one, the white one. So I've got my 6 pins now. Connect 6 pins to that. I'll have to find what the pinout is for this again. I've got it on screen actually, to show you, and then yeah, connect that to there, and then connect these over, so here we go. Alright, so now I have to translate what I just found from Jtag scan function, Jtag-Ulator function of Bluetag the little header that I made. So yeah, this is it basically. The keys on that side. So the keys here, it doesn't show it on this one, but I can know that what it is now. So bref, yeah, okay. So yeah, hook that one up now.